I would like to introduce Joan Henry. Joan is a traditional song carrier and a Native woman's traditional dancer. She founded the drum group Mothers of Nations Singers and Dancers and has performed at the UN for the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples. Joan, please, I invite you to the lectern.
Osio, tohiju. I don't do lecterns. Shatanana dagodo alenigida chichiluki. I always start in the language of my ancestors because I always feel like I need all the support I can get. And that's why the grandmothers in 1995 met and came home to every indigenous nation and said, learn 10 words in your language. Even if one to start with is, thank you. Even if it's a made-up word, like in Chalagi, wado, thank you. Thank you is built into our language. And so we had to make one up for the people that came across the waters to hear. So yes, I belong to what's underneath the ground here. This is, my ancestors come from this place originally, not this particular place, but this Turtle Island. And it's an honor to be here, not because it's the UN. I've been to the UN kind of a bunch of times, but because y'all are here. Because you are the most important thing in our indigenous cultures worldwide, but I will speak only for my own. You are the most important thing that there is. You are the reason that we live. You are the reason. You are the dream of 7 generations before you. And it's your job to dream the next 7. That's a tall order, because a dream is a thing people encourage you not to do a lot, especially if you are growing up and you are driven to be an artist. You are driven to sing. I could do this whole thing talking to you like this. I could sing it all out. But I'm going to make y'all sing later instead. What I encourage you to do, what I'm encouraged by hearing you is, this little guy over here, see, I really don't do this. High five, brother. This beautiful young woman here, hit me low. Oh, too slow. There we go. I don't fit in a box. I may be the only 4-race person in the room. My husband said that to me just before I came up because my ancestors go back all the way around the globe. That's a very strange place to sit in the world. But I tell you what my elders told me about that. They said, if your ancestors come from more than one place, what a powerful bridge you are born to be. Do more than not just represent yourself. Represent every ancestor. Maybe you don't have to do it all. You find your modality by finding yourself. And so I look at you and I say, look at the colors in the room. This is, well, America Vespucci calls it America, but this is a place where interaction, interrelationship, interbeing, intersectionality, all those interwords, it's here as a start. It's here as a start. But it only continues to be if you take a step out the door and you take it with you. Hands up to each and every one of you for showing up, but hands up to each and every one of you for what you take away today. Because you have heard from teenagers, you have heard from just beyond teenagers, you have heard from young men, and now you get to hear from the old lady, because I'll be gone. It's not going to be enough for me to be out of the box. You have to do it too. And it doesn't matter how you decide to do that. Your voice may be quiet. Water is quiet, but it has a voice. And it can be as quiet as a monsoon or a thunderstorm, or as quiet as the brook by my house in the mountains. However you move, celebrate that. I want to encourage you to celebrate that every bit, because, oh, she's going to cry here, but that's okay. Water is good. Every one of your faces is so beautiful. You have no idea how bright the light is in this room right now. You have no idea how bright the light is in the room. And we need to take this light and shine it in the world. Because there are a lot of dark places in the world and they're just hurt. But you don't have to be hurt by them. You shine harder. Shine brighter. That's what we're called for. And I can say that from my end of the stick, when it was par for the course to be the exception. I was the exception. I was the color in the room. Some of us have had to do that. But it never stopped me from being me, because my family said, as your family said, you be Ghanaian. That's an important thing. You be Dominicana. That's an important thing. That culture is part of what informs the dance of your life, the song of your life. And if you don't know that song, my friend Carlos Nakai has a saying. He says, Dine say, everyone has a story. If you don't know your story, you are lost. We reframed it. Everybody has a story, and if you don't know your story, go and find it. Go and find it. You might be surprised what you dig out of your closet, your ancestral closet, to shake out into the light. Shake the dust out of that love that created you, that brought you into this world. Shake the dust out of that place and sing out who you are. And when I see y'all at the end of this, word is bond, you're going to have to sing out. So I promise you that just as you were dreamt, stray from your dream at your peril. Because those differences, that shine, that glow, that makes up Mother Earth, the way we make up our prayers when we do global prayers, that shine has to go all the way around and wrap like a shawl around our Mother Earth, so she can keep growing, because it's even bigger than two-leggeds. But it's going to have to start with us. That's the strongest blessing I know. It's from the Inde side of my family, and it does not translate. So you're just going to have to feel it. I'm honored to have spoken to you.